What's going on, fam? Hope everybody's doing fantastic out there. So today we have a knife that you guys have probably already seen. I did an unboxing on it not too long ago. I've carried it a couple times, made some posts on it. This is from a new company, well, a fairly new company. It's not a brand new company. It's definitely a new to me company. It's the Monster Urban Grip. So this is M390 and titanium. So we're going to talk a little bit about the company. And then we are going to jump into the knife. So the first thing, Monster is, again, like I said, it's not a new company. These guys have been around since about 2004. So they've been doing OEM work for other manufacturers for around over 25 years. They've recently started their own brand here, Monster. This was started in 2022. Now, they are still offering OEM services at this time, so they are still making other companies' knives as well as their own, and they're really knocking it out of the park, honestly. Now, another thing to be of note is that these guys have let me know that sometime they're hoping Q4 of this year. They are going to start with their budget line. It's the Wixco, W-I-X-C-O. They call it the Wixco line. You're going to be anywhere between $40 and $90-ish, depending. Of course, this is all, can fluctuate or anything like that, but they're looking at in that sub $100 price point. Looking at materials of G10, micarta, or aluminum on the handles, and then 14C or D2 for the blades. So definitely something exciting. Of course, when that does come, I am going to do my best to cover that for you guys. Now, I will say full transparency, they did send this to me. I do have an affiliate with them. I have a coupon code. All that stuff is down in the description. But you guys know me by now. It doesn't matter whether it's sent to me or not. I'm going to give you my honest opinion. And my honest opinion on this thing is, spoiler alert, it's nice. It is fantastically well done. Everybody I know that I've talked to about these knives all have the same thoughts on them. They all have the same opinions. I have very, very, very little nitpicks on this thing. There's maybe one thing that I would change on this knife that would make it an absolute home run, and we'll talk about that when we get there. But anyway, without any further ado, we'll go ahead and unbox it. As you can see, you do get a nice premium box. It does have the model number and all the model information on the edge. Sleeve box. Inside, you have a really nice heavyweight black sort of embossed box here. I do love their logo, the big old gorilla head. Now, one thing I will say is going through this, I kind of got a little worried. Even though I'd already seen the knife in the pictures, I was maybe thinking there was something I'd missed, because there is a lot of branding on and in this box. And I think that is making up for the fact that there's absolutely no branding on the knife itself. So we'll look at that here in just a second. But you do get a really cool patch there. I really like that. You get a spec card, which I love it when companies do this. It gives all the information. So you are looking at 6AL 4V, titanium, everything. Everything's titanium. Clips, screws, the whole nine. It is a fairly large blade, 8.4 and might as well say 3.7 inch blade. No finger toil, anything like that. So it is a full size blade. And then just a care and maintenance pamphlet that comes with everything. So again, you really nice case here inside. Really nice soft fabric. I love that blue color. That's just absolutely gorgeous. And then of course you get a little small microfiber. Typical stuff for inside. One of these more premium knives, and I mean even the budget knives are getting them now. So yeah, so this is it. This is again the Urban Grip, a very nice, slender, fairly thin, just a really well done front flipper only knife. We're going to jump into everything here, but I did want to go ahead and let you guys know that because I did carry the knife, I have went through it. I did tear it down. I went ahead and did my usual stuff with any knife that I keep and carry. It gets tore down, it gets cleaned up, it gets relubricated and everything. That being said, it didn't really need it. It was just one of those things where I typically like to use my own oil and stuff like that when I am planning on keeping a knife for any long period of time or carrying it. So first thing, we do have T8 hardware all the way around. Really nice centering, very well done. Beautiful carbon fiber inlays are done extremely well. Really interesting design there on the pivot. Taking a look at the knife itself. So you do have a really nice slender drop point with a really well done, well executed plunge grind, a very steep plunge grind, really nicely done there. Again, really nice coating. It is, as far as I'm aware, it's a tie-dye coating. So It does provide a little bit of grip on the scales as well as on the blade. And I apologize for the little excess oil there. But with that, I can almost reliably reverse flick off of this blade. So that is something to consider there as well. So, but all right, without any more ado, let's go ahead and jump into our close-ups here. So taking a look at the knife itself, looking at that carbon fiber nice and close. One thing I noticed with this is there are no voids in this carbon. Just absolutely no voids whatsoever. It is very well done. Well, nope, I'm sorry. I lied. Look, there is one right there that I'm seeing. The rest of them that look like voids are just where there's like a light difference in the reflection on the carbon. So again, super flush T8 hardware. Again, the inlays are done really well. There's just a little bit of a lip, but it is consistent all the way around. So it's a design. It was designed that way. Everything is chamfered really well. The milling is done really well. Jimping is exceptionally well done. Again, perfectly centered. It was like that out of the box, but I have, again, had this knife apart. Now, it does have the relief cuts on the outside here for the frame lock. Some people hate that. Some people don't mind. I personally don't care. It didn't seem to really mess with anything on the pockets or anything like that. Sometimes you can get those to where it grabs hold of the pockets, but really nice milled pocket clip. Again, titanium coated pocket clip, T8 hardware, even on the pocket clip. So again, really nice stuff. Now, the one thing we're going to go ahead and go right into, the one thing that I would change is how the screws are done. Now, you can see I have taken this one apart. So you will get to see some of that wear when you do take apart the knife. And that kind of goes into what I was speaking on with this is the screws are very, very, very shallow. So there is not a whole lot of depth on these screws. So we'll go ahead and show that here to you now. So we'll go ahead and look into here. So that is all you really get. Now they're done well. They're really nice machined, but it is not really a very deep screw. So if you buy one of these, I should say when you buy one of these, because you're going to want to buy one of these. When and if you get one, make sure you are using really good drivers. Make sure you're using plenty of pressure when you're trying to loosen the screw. But all the screws are done well. They're all T8s again. So that's all. Again, that's all really done well. Just I did have, I had to break out one of my specialty drivers to get the pivot out, just because I was afraid I was gonna strip it. But didn't really cause any issues there. It just kind of, like I said, it did kind of wear away that coating a little bit. So again, just something to be aware of, and again, something that I would like to see potentially done slightly different is just a little deeper cutout on those screws. Blade looks beautifully done. Let's come in from this angle here. So you see you do have a, because that plunge grind is done very well, you do have a sharpening choil there. So again, no finger choil, anything like that. So you get that full, almost 4-inch blade. What is it, 7 or 3 point? Yeah, 3.7. Right at 3.7. The cutting edge looks to be done extremely well. Tip is, dare I say, perfect. Make sure I'm getting that exact. Yeah, there we go. Now we can see it. Yeah, tip looks fantastic. Very sharp right out of the box. Didn't have any issues with that out of the box. Left-handed comfort. If you're like me and you carry in your right, but you're left-handed, it's fantastic. Right-handed feels great for my right hand. Very well done as far as the ergonomics. It's a very neutral handle shape, but you do have a finger choil. But the finger choil is wide enough and smooth enough that it doesn't really cause you to feel like you need to be one place or the other. You just kind of go wherever you land, and it will also allow for a larger hand to go in there as well. Jimping does stop. It is only on the front flipper section, so if it did extend out a little bit further, it would give you that stability of having that jimping there, because it is done really well. But again, it's not something that I notice. This isn't really meant to be, this isn't going to be an uber hard use knife or anything like that. But it is done, the jimping that is there is done really well. And then with this one being the coated blade, that blade coating does give you a little bit of stability there. So it gives you a little bit of grip, a little bit of traction. Again, that same coating all over the titanium, so you do get that little bit of a kind of almost like a tackiness almost, just a slight grippiness throughout the whole knife. Really gives you a lot of confidence in hand, gives you a lot of confidence in flipping as well. Another thing that we're going to, I'm sitting there thinking it's a back flipper. Another thing that we are going to look at here is how the detent is done. You see that? That is all the blade has to come to hit the detent. So you're talking just barely moving. Right there, it's past the detent and can drop. Just absolutely insanely well done. So I'm having a little bit of an issue manipulating it on camera here. I'm afraid I'm going to end up hitting my tripod because it is a longer blade and my tripod sits a little lower, or my camera holder sits a little lower. So I'm just kind of awkwardly manipulating the knife. But it has been absolute joy to use. I've had zero issues with the knife, other than, like I said, the very slight issue with the screw depth. And like I said, that may not be an issue for your knife, or it may not be an issue for your bit drivers or whatever. I'm using Weha and Vera bits, or Vero, however the hell you say it. These guys, Wera, W-E-R-A. So I use those as my primary drivers, and then I have a bit selector from Weha that I use as well. But again, I didn't really have any actual problem getting the screw out. It was a little worrying just because I thought I was going to strip it. But yeah, outside of that, fantastic. A little bit more info on the knife itself. It is a 3.8 ounce knife. So it's almost at 1-to-1 spot, and with being all titanium, that's really nice. And if you look on the inside, there's there is no milling on the inside, so we can see that here. So it is flush sided on the inside, but you do have the milling for the inlays, so that provides your weight savings there. But just a phenomenal action. They do their M390 at 60 to 62. Pretty standard stuff there. It's done really well. Currently, they offer 3 knives in their premium line. They have the Urban Grip, which is the most expensive. And I'm gonna round these numbers up. They're a couple dollars shy of what these are, but $290 to $300 for the Urban Grip, depending on which variant you get. I think the $298 ones are the coated versions, like I have here. And there we go. Here we go. See. And like I said, it's not fully reliable, but I can reverse flick off of that blade, which I keep hitting my daggone table. There we go. I'm going to quit playing around before I end up messing something up. Next down from the Urban Grip is the Aurora Rays, and I'm going to flash that across the screen right here. The Aurora Rays comes in several different flavors, but those are between $260 and $270. And then step down from that, the Glideman is between $230 and $240. The Glideman is a rear flipper and thumb hole version, a little bit smaller knife. The Aurora Rays is a full-size knife like this, but rear flipper only. But from what I've seen, if you do get the coated version, it does have plenty of access to that blade. And I would say you can probably really reliably reverse flick off of that blade on the Aurora Rays. You may even be able to do it on the uncoated versions. But I have heard that both of those, I've spoken with fellow content creators privately who have said that both the Glideman and Aurora Rays are just top notch. Even one of the guys said so much as he thought the Aurora Rays was, he was in favor of the Aurora Rays over the Urban Grip. So you got a little bit of something there for everybody on that premium line. And then, like I said, towards the end of the year, you guys are going to see some coverage on the Wixco line, their budget stuff. So this company is really going to have something for everyone, and they are going to continue. Something they said to me is that they're going to continue using what they do on their OEM services in their own line to make that really high quality product that we are seeing from other Chinese manufacturers in their budget lines, and even better. So that being said, I'm really excited about these guys. I hope you are too. Like I said, if you are wanting to pick one up, use your favorite person's affiliate link. Use their code. My code's down below if you want to use mine. I really appreciate it. Anything we get from the affiliates, of course, goes right back into the channel. We are getting really close to being to where I have memberships. So once I can get those memberships, we'll get into doing some membership only content, membership only giveaways, things like that. And then once we grow a little bit further and can get a little more monetized, I'll be able to branch out even further and doing those large giveaways that you guys have seen me do. I want to continue to do giveaways on live streams. I want to try to go live again next Thursday night. It's probably around that same area. So again, just or this coming Thursday, as you're watching this is probably Monday, I think. So I think that's when I have this going live, the 25th. So I'm going to go live this Thursday. So just be on the lookout for that. I'll try to get it set up early so you guys can see it. But anyway, as always, I appreciate you for watching. Please remember, when you're out in the real world, just be kind, be humble, and be EDC. We'll catch you on the next one.